the Minnesota board released is going to release, actually just released, Myon Burrell from a life sentence. Myon Burrell's prosecution and harsh punishment raised questions about the integrity of the criminal justice system that put him away for nearly 2 decades for the death of a young girl who was killed by a stray bullet. Burrell's request for a pardon was denied originally, but it's the first time in at least 22 years that the Minnesota correctional facilities commuted a sentence in a murder case, according to the Department of Corrections. Earlier this year, so if you actually click on that link, that's him right there being finally getting out, and there's a bunch of other pictures in there.
What's this one? Okay.
Yeah, there's a ton. So if you can just see, this is him, being finally out of Stillwater, the correctional facility that he's been in there for 22 years, for unfortunately the death of this woman. And she died unfortunately from a stray bullet. And he always kept his own innocence in the killing of the 11-year-old. And there seems to be fallacies in the reports from the police. So they had a committee come in earlier this year. The Associated Press and APM reports uncovered new evidence and serious flaws in the police investigation, ultimately leading to the creation of an independent national legal panel to review the case. Like I said, Burrell has always maintained his innocence in the 2002 killing of 11-year-old Taisha Edwards. Just to make sure you know her name, Taisha Edwards. She was struck in the heart while doing homework in the dining room table with her little sister. He told Minnesota's Board of Pardons members, Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison, that his heart goes out to her family. So even though he maintains his innocence, he has been a model prisoner, and he has always maintained that he did not shoot that shot. So that's just important. I know it's a caveat in a way, but I wanted to actually show more of the joy that commences from all of this. Like, it's so important to get all of these people out of jail who have not done or have been accused of doing something and have not had proper representation, because it's clear that he did not have proper representation when it came off from that investigation. And I'm just hoping that in the future we can have a society that actually wants to commit the right people to corrections facilities and not just everyone to the correction facilities. It was just easy in this case with the it was very easy in this case to convict him because he was just there. So I hope that we get beyond that. I think we should play the next video, VC3, just to see the joy that was in people's hearts. Because they found evidence that the investigation was wrong. So we should follow through with that. Yeah. That's his son in there. Probably seeing him for the first time in like 18 years, except for behind bars. So that's important.
Yeah.
Mr. Burrell wants to thank the governor and the attorney general for the action they took today on his behalf. He is very happy to have the opportunity to go home to his family and start the next chapter of his life. He asks that you respect his privacy while he adjusts to life on the outside. He thanks the Creator for shielding him through his journey and thanks everyone who has supported him over the years. Thank you. And please do give him his space.
Man, that's tough, man. I can't imagine what it would be like coming out after 18 years, right? It was 18 years? Wow.
It's 22 years.
22?
Yeah,
wow.
it's 22 years.
22, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 22.
Oh, I apologize. No, I was right the first time. It was 2002 was the killing, so it was 18 years.
18. Oh yeah, that's what I thought I heard,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow. That's man. That's tough. I know people that have been locked up for long periods of times and adjusting, to getting back and seeing things the way they are. Like what is it? 18 years ago. When did the internet start? In 2000-ish, right? So it's like the internet just
Which
started.
internet, right? But the internet past the AOL platform happened in around 1999. Yeah.
19, yeah. So he missed like a lot of the progress of like how technology, like it must be
Yes.
going like a million miles an hour for him. He's gonna come out here and see things that'd be like, wow, there's electric cars now, and there's this and that. I mean, it's not a big deal for electric cars. A car's a car, right? But just the technological advances from that time, and to have to be able to. I mean, maybe has stuff that he was doing there that allowed him to keep up to date with some of this stuff, but that's wild, man. Like to spend that much of your life, that's tough, but I'm just happy he's able to be around his child now and can experience being around his family more at this point. Did they even find a gun or anything on him when they got him, or do you know any of the details?
No, actually some of the information of this is really sparse. It seems like there's some differences in the story, and this is why the actual council pardoned. It's not really a quote unquote pardon, it's literally commuting his sentence, because they're saying it's not that he's innocent, because a pardon is basically claiming innocence afterwards. It's actually saying that your sentence is complete even though it was supposed to be a life sentence. And they're saying that there's just inconsistencies in the story, and she was shot through the wall, so it wouldn't. This is how it is from state to state, right? Some places that would not be murder, it would be a homicide, unintended homicide. But
yeah,
we
with a
live in
child
different
involved.
places and we have different rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you
child
have a child
involved
involved and
also
all this
great.
other stuff, you people catch. I'm not saying that he shouldn't catch feelings, because I feel sad for the family, but like at the end of the day, it's like all that stuff affects like the judgment at the end of the day, right? You're gonna you have a family that lost a child, so they're gonna be very harsh on the person that they think did it. But the question is whether or not the person did it at the end of the day, and if they have enough evidence for what's to convict. And back then, even now, man, like they convict some people like with like absolutely no proof of the thing, you know what I mean, which is kind of scary.